Oh me, oh my, what a day. Greetings. Welcome once again to the Dismayed Gourmet. We open today with a letter from a viewer. This is in regards to the legal disclaimers that we offer at the front end of many of our broadcasts. The viewer writes, "It is a good thing that you begin the Dismayed Gourmet by informing us that it is a comedy presentation, because otherwise, how would we know? Yours most truly, the Dismayed Viewer." Well, Dismayed, I thank you very much for your sarcasm and your admittedly clever American-style internet hatred. I've heard so much about it and look forward to receiving much more. Now, given my recent negative experience with a convenience store on the way to Big Bear, my editor's salivatory glands emptied at the thought of assigning me further misery in a similar setting. Her enthusiasm for the project was such that if she could have received a call from Pavlov's dog, he'd have suggested she was overdoing it. Perhaps you'll recall my disappointment in that little town of Running Springs, California. Its comfy, cozy little general food and mercantile. Well, it turned out to be little more than any other Circle K roadside convenience store, and not to digress too far afield, but convenient for whom, I might ask? I will suggest to you, certainly not its regular customers, unless a lonely death in one's early 60s is convenient. These woebegone souls, addicted under the United States law to candy and gum, cigarettes, rolling papers, gossip magazines, and pornography, beer and wine, swill like Mike's Hard Lemonade, twisted tea, and all that shit. Along with, of course, that epitome of the American buffalo, lottery tickets, lots and lots and lots of lottery tickets, federal and state revenue enhancement masquerading as hope. I was directed to the same 7-Eleven on Vistachino in Palm Springs where I had, for regular viewers, purchased a corn dog for a previous review that ended in an involuntary, through-the-nose, regurgitative elimination. And speaking of Pavlov, as I approached the building, I trembled involuntarily, like a beaten dog fearing once again his cruel master's foot. "No, Dad, stop! No, I promise I won't do it again, no!" I passed through those glass and metal doors with a halfway acted but truly bold and confident stride. And as I made my way past that little corn-dog terrarium they have in there was a tangible, sudden easing in the pinch of my colon. My shoulders ceased their hunching, and reflux that was burbling at the ready in the upper tracts of my guts began easing its threat. But that peace was about to be shattered. Oddly enough, the thing that had been assigned to me remained an unknown, even up to the point of walking into the store. The ghastly cretin that fate has foisted upon me as my current managing editor muttered some non-word and laughed cruelly. I never even saw the copy brief. I was in a hurry that morning and declined to look it up, uncertain even if I'd heard it correctly. It was something about the mirthful presentation of an onion. I was confident I'd be able to figure it out at the store. "You've forgotten it," she said to me as I was leaving for the day at noon. "I haven't," I claimed, falsely. "What is it then?" "Onion fun." She was disgusted and wrote the actual name on a business card, thrust it into my hands, assuring me it would be found in the potato chip aisle. So as I sidled past the Doritos, the Tostitos, the Fritos, and the Utz, I withdrew my wallet and took out Helen's business card with its flip-side inscription, Funyuns. Funyuns, I thought. Or perhaps I shouted it outrageously in the store. Fun for whom? I definitely shouted it. No sooner had I read the word on the back of that business card did I perceive it blazoned across 24 yellow bags in a rack to my right periphery. "Onion-flavored rings," read the subtitle in Viginta quadruplicate, that is to say 24 times for those who don't read much. Speaking of reading, first stop on the ingredients list is enriched cornmeal. Enriched with what, I wondered? Ferrous sulfate, I answered. Niacin, I answered. Thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, maltodextrin, and a thing the fine folks at Funyuns call flavor. Unspecified ingredients are a red flag that my esophagus recognizes reflexively, and it began heaving and bucking in preparation for a disaster of yet unknown proportion. I could almost smell the fatty oils through the bag and the antibiotic-riddled, hormonally overdosed bovines whose extracted tissue fats provided the Funyuns cooking oil. Trans fats, loads of genetic engineering, sugars, dextrose. My head and stomach reeled at the prospect, and then it hit me. There is no onion in a Funyun. There is purportedly onion powder. After seizing a Pellegrino sparkling water to assist me in combating this bag of Funyuns, I checked out, hopped into my Mini Cooper SE, and dashed back to my Palm Springs condo. I attempted to give the Funyun, as with all of the foods I am assigned to sample and describe, the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps Frito-Lay and its parent company, PepsiCo. I suppose that would make PepsiCo Funyun's grandpa. But I honored the remote possibility that the Funyun team had achieved delivery of a crisp, oniony flavor bite to the masses in vacuum-sealed plastic bags. Unlikely, but possible. When I opened the bag with a sickening pop, all of those hopes and dreams disappeared like a baby elephant falling into quicksand. Sorry, that was a little dark. Its chemical waft caught in my throat, and I knew I'd be too overcome to complete my mission if I didn't eat a few of the loathsome things right away. So I grabbed a handful, stuffed it into my face, and good God! The most bizarre imaginings of Caligula and Vlad the Impaler combined could not have matched the twisted imaginations of Frito-Lay's Food Crisps designers in creating the palate-punching, sternum-burning, bowel-fouling, onionless onion treat, the Funyun. When I felt my quota had been reached, I guzzled from the sparkling tumbler I'd prepared for the moment, but it was like my grandfather's descriptions of the Anglo-Zanzibar War. The Sultan's forces sustained roughly 500 casualties, while only one British sailor was injured. That soldier was my grandfather, who as a 16-year-old boy joined up on a lie for what he thought would be an easy rout of the Sultanate of Zanzibar. But he lost a leg doing so, and he remained bitter and alone until his 50s, when he met a kind woman 20 years his junior, who bore him a son, my father. Within 10 years, he was beating them both with his new metal crutches. You could have stopped the cycle, Dad! Oh, what could have been! Whatever my distractions, gentle viewer, be they Funyuns, be they a really twisted parentage and grandparentage, and the weird relationship I have with my brother I partially articulated last time, my apologies. I wish to stress, whatever those distractions may be, I shall always remain, ever, most truly and sincerely yours, the Dismayed Gourmet.